Colognes such as Aventus, Dior, Sauvage, and even some of Tom Ford's collections can be extremely expensive, and a lot of people are looking to get their hands on them. Unfortunately, they can set you back hundreds of dollars just for a small bottle. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the ultimate Dhgate Cologne spreadsheet so you do not have to hunt them down and actually waste your money on very bad vendors. Let's go. Hey guys, Jamal Reviews here. Welcome back to yet again another video, and today I'm going to be going over the ultimate Dhgate Cologne spreadsheet. A lot of you guys have been asking me where exactly do I get my colognes from, and the answer is actually pretty simple. As you can see right here, I do have a bottle of Versace Eros, and this is actually one of the most popular ones that I have been reselling recently, and these sell like crazy. We're talking hundreds of dollars just for buying these for 30. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that and exactly where I get my vendors from, so you're not completely lost. And just in case you do not believe me, I have made a dedicated video on exactly what these colognes smell like, what you can expect when you buy them, and some of the flaws with them, which, spoiler alert, there's not really a lot of them. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive right into the cologne spreadsheet, because I know you guys are dying to get your hands on them. So if you are looking to get to the cologne spreadsheet, it's honestly really simple. I'm going to leave a direct link down in the description below, but I'm also going to leave a link to my solo.to link that has all my spreadsheets on it, from cologne to reselling to shoes, bags, clothing, you guys name it, it's going to be here. But we are going to be focusing on the cologne spreadsheet today, so all you got to do is click it. Once you have done so, you'll be brought to a page looking like this, and there is a bunch of different colognes that you can easily buy. So let me show you guys how to navigate it. The spreadsheet is honestly really easy to understand. You have the name followed by the picture, then you also have the link to the product, and lastly but not least, you have a video just in case I actually have done a showcase. A lot of these are going to probably be the same video. It's going to be linking to the video where I tested a bunch of them, and don't worry, I will show you guys some of them that I have in my collection because I'm always adding them. But let's go ahead and click on the Creed Aventus link right here. So as you can see, this bottle of cologne is going to set you back around $56, but keep in mind that you will be selling these for around $120 to $150, so the profit is definitely there. One thing that I do recommend is buying in bulk when you get the opportunity. Unfortunately for this Creed Aventus link, we do not have the bulk buying option, but they pretty much have all the Creeds here, so you can easily resell them. Just in case you guys don't believe me, I do have my bottle of Creed Aventus here, and this is one that I did get directly from this link. This actually can make you a decent amount of money. This is the one that I have open because it's really that good. I love the smell of it, and I also do showcase it in videos too. And this is actually the one that actually has all the information that you're going to need. It has serial numbers. Everything is pretty much on point, so you have nothing to go ahead and worry about when reselling these. And again, I do have an unopened one that I'm going to be selling tomorrow, so I'm super hyped about that. But overall, this is definitely the product that you're going to want to go ahead and pick up here. Creed Aventus always sells. Dior, Sauvage, Tom Ford, you guys name it, everything on this spreadsheet is going to be a hot mover, but the ones that I just mentioned are going to definitely be the ones that you want to go ahead and pick up. As you can see, they have sold over 870 of these, which is honestly kind of crazy to think about. This is actually one of the vendors that a lot of my community uses to go ahead and resell, so you can easily tap in with them. And to be honest with you guys, this cologne is good enough to even use for personal use. So let's go ahead and check out some other vendors on the list. One question I get quite often is, why are there so many Creed Aventus links? And it's because they actually get taken down for copyright. So I actually forgot to mention that when I was actually talking about the Creed Aventus. They do not have the official logos because they don't want to get taken down, but they do actually come in exactly how you would expect. So this bottle of Creed Aventus was the one that I was just showing you guys, so you can actually trust that they have everything down packed. That was one of the concerns that I had, like, was I going to be having a missing logo? And they actually do come in just how you would expect them to, just not looking like this picture, just like a real bottle of Creed Aventus. One thing that I highly recommend doing is doing a little bit of market research. You always want to go to Facebook Marketplace, seeing if people are actually selling these bottles of cologne, what's going on in your market, which ones are actually moving. You could always type in cologne and then cross-reference this spreadsheet to see if people are actually listing them and buying them and doing all that good stuff, because you don't want to be actually stuck with this cologne unless you really like the scent. Like some of these I wouldn't even mind being stuck with. Like Creative Aventus is one of my favorites. Dior Sauvage is another good one. There's a ton of them on this list I do recommend tapping in with because you can make a lot of money. But as you can see, there's a bunch of different creates. It's not just one. So that's very important that you do want to do your market research on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari, wherever you're selling it. You want to go ahead and make sure that these products are moving exactly how you're expecting them to. One of the popular ones that always resells, and I literally sold a bottle of this today, is actually going to be Versace Eros, and this is by far one of the most popular ones. They have a bunch of different ones. I even showed it in today's video. Those always sell very, very quickly because Versace is like a scent that a lot of people know about. Armani's another good one. Like every man has Armani. Like you guys probably know someone that has this scent. You probably actually seen it before in stores. It's very, very popular. But Versace, even my friend that isn't really too into fragrance, he literally just picked up this Versace cologne, and it's not even about the name brand. It's kind of crazy because I would never wear a pair of Versace chain reactors, but I do actually have a bottle of Versace Eros because it just smells that good. One thing that you do want to go ahead and note here though is it does have the bulk buying option. A lot of people do not take advantage of this. They'll buy one bottle at a time and they'll go ahead and try to make sure that it sells first, and that's not what you want to go ahead and do because most people are getting tripped up at the original startup cost, but they're unable to go ahead and sell because they have to wait for China to send it over to them and they already have a buyer, and you don't want to be that person without inventory. So I highly recommend tapping in with the bulk buying discount so you can make a decent amount of profit. And this is going to be an amazing Christmas run. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Cologne is something that a lot of people love putting in stocking stuffers or even underneath the tree. You know, a lot of these wives, like this is like, it's kind of crazy. Middle-aged women are coming to me for cologne for their husbands and vice versa. So this is what you want to go ahead and do. You want to buy this cologne in bulk. You do not want to miss out on this profit-making machine. The next fragrance I want to showcase to you guys is going to be Jean Paul. This is by far one of the faster ones that are moving right now, and a lot of the people inside of my Jamal Resells Discord are actually making a decent amount of profit. As you can see, they do have the bulk buying option, so this is definitely one of the better vendors that I have came across, and they have some amazing quality. In terms of shipping times, a lot of people do ask me about this. These usually take about 2 weeks to get to me, 12 to about 2 weeks. It could be anywhere between there. Sometimes it comes faster if I'm lucky, but most of the time it's in that 2-week period. That's why I recommend buying in bulk, because it can take a little bit to go ahead and get here. And to be honest with you, you're probably going to be making around $70 to $80 per bottle, which honestly isn't bad, but you definitely want to scale your operations, so buying these in bulk is going to be your best bet. A bottle of Jean Paul is going to set you back around $36, which honestly isn't bad at all, especially for a bottle of cologne that you're going to be selling for $100 to $150. This is definitely a good money maker, especially for the winter season here. So one of the things that I actually did was I went into Macy's. Believe it or not, I haven't been there in years, but I actually asked around and they actually told me about some of the better fragrances that are out there, some of the more popular ones for men. You can go ahead and do the same thing for ladies, but I would feel a bit weird going ahead and asking about ladies fragrances. One of the things that I've done in my research was I went to Macy's and I actually asked them about the more popular fragrances because they have a lot there. You could do the same thing at Ulta, Sephora, it doesn't really matter, but ask them what are the more popular fragrances, and some of the options that I got were Dior Sauvage, that was a popular one, Tom Ford, Baccarat, all of those are the most popular ones, Valentino. All of these are going to be your best bet when it comes down to reselling. I actually asked them for a sample, which they actually do have samples over there, and honestly I fell in love with Dior Sauvage, but there's so many things on this spreadsheet. I'm going to keep going down, but I highly recommend for you guys to check it out for yourselves because this is pretty much the ultimate Dhgate spreadsheet. I update this thing practically every week to make sure that the links are still valid, the vendors are still shipping out the products, and making sure that everything is okay for the community. So we we finally get to the Dior section, and this is actually going to be your Dior Sauvage. This is the only one that I really recommend reselling. You can make a decent amount of profit off of this. Everyone was looking for Dior Sauvage, even me at one point, before I figured out that you could buy these from Dhgate for around $30. But these are perfect for reselling, and they also do have the bulk buying option. Dior Sauvage is by far one of the stronger scents that I have noticed. Like a lot of the Chinese scents, sometimes they can be weaker. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but a lot of them are actually pretty much on point, and Dior Sauvage is actually one of them. Finally, we have gotten down to the Dior section, and this is by far one of my favorite scents to go ahead and resell. Creed and Dior and also Baccarat are probably my favorites to go ahead and resell, because these are probably the most popular in my area. And if you guys are wondering where I'm at right now, I'm actually in the Atlanta metro area, and everyone's looking for Dior Sauvage for some strange reason. But you can see right here, there's a bunch of different scents that you can easily pick up, but I do recommend the original Dior Sauvage, and they also do have the bulk buying option. This also will actually set you back around $30, which honestly isn't bad for a bottle of cologne, like I said. And again, the shipping is 2 weeks, so it's always advised to buy in bulk. In terms of pricing, a bottle of Dior Sauvage, just buying one, is going to set you back $46, but if you actually buy 8 of them, it's actually going to save you $6. So 6 times 8 is $48 in savings, which is literally giving you a bottle for free, which is kind of crazy. So when I see people buying one of these at a time, it never made sense to me, because these sell just like that, and you can make hundreds of dollars every single week just by riding around your city selling Dior Sauvage or whatever fragrance you pick. Chanel is another very popular scent that a lot of women like. I remember this one girl actually asked me to buy her a bottle of Chanel No. 5, and then I looked at the price and I quickly hung up that phone, because it was an absolutely crazy ask. $150 for a bottle of cologne, or actually perfume, is honestly really insane. So if I knew what I knew now with these Dhgate prices, maybe it would be possible, but even then it's up in the air if I would have bought that bottle. But as you can see, Chanel is actually a really nice selection here. Tons and tons of them that you can easily pick up. I do recommend Chanel No. 5 because that's one of the faster ones. You can also look on Ulta, type in the word Chanel, and you're gonna find some of their more popular fragrances, and you can easily resell them. So if you guys are not buying Armani, I don't know what you guys are doing. A lot of people are buying these bottles for $150 a piece. I actually gave one of these to my dad, and he was very happy with the quality. Then the one that I do recommend is going to be Aqua. Every man has this. Like every person that you probably know most likely has a bottle of Aqua. It's honestly insane. A lot of people have this in their actual cologne collection, and honestly, I'm no stranger to this. This is actually a very popular scent. There's also Gucci colognes, and the list just keeps going on and on. We also have Prada perfume. Everything is pretty much on here. Like I said, this is pretty much the most expansive list you can find on the internet for cologne. I update this quite frequently, making sure that the community is taken care of. For the YSL collection, you want to get Myself. That is by far the most popular one. So we have YSL, Mason Francis, and the list just keeps going on and on. Here's the other brand section, and the list just keeps going on and on. You guys could probably be here for a while. This is the ultimate Dhgate Cologne Spreadsheet, and the only one that I would recommend you guys using. As you can see, still scrolling, tons and tons of colognes. But anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I answered all your questions about Dhgate Cologne. Again, I have made a dedicated video on testing out all the colognes and giving you guys my honest opinion on some of my favorite scents, so I highly recommend checking out that video. And also make sure to check out the spreadsheet for yourselves, because me actually going over it in today's video isn't enough. There's so many colognes that I haven't even touched upon. There's Tom Ford, Baccarat, tons of different scents that you guys may want to go ahead and resell. And always look on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari to go ahead and figure out your market needs and exactly what's going on there. But I'll see you guys next time in the next video for Jamal Reviews. Bye.